Titan, Attack on Titan. Being turned into a Titan is one of the most horrifying fates in anime. Titans are massive, often grotesquely proportioned humanoid creatures that devour humans indiscriminately. Many are mindless, cursed to wander aimlessly for decades, driven only by an unexplained hunger for flesh. But the real horror comes in how they're made. Humans are forcibly transformed through the injection of a mysterious spinal fluid, often without consent, used as weapons or discarded like tools. Some Titans retain human consciousness for a time, trapped in monstrous bodies, powerless to stop themselves. Others, like the intelligent Titan shifters, suffer differently. They are burdened with the responsibility of wielding terrible power, the trauma of their actions, and a guaranteed early death, a 13-year lifespan post-transformation. The mix of body horror, loss of self, and moral despair makes becoming a Titan one of fiction's most tragic and disturbing fates. 2. Chimera, Full Metal Alchemist. In Full Metal Alchemist, chimeras are created when alchemists forcibly fuse living beings, humans and animals, into single grotesque hybrid organisms. This process is often done without the consent of the victims and results in twisted, unnatural combinations. The most haunting example is Nina Tucker, a young girl merged with her dog by her own father in a desperate bid to retain his research status. The resulting creature can barely speak, has a warped, pitiful body, and lives in visible confusion and pain. The psychological horror of this transformation comes from two angles. For the victim, it's an inescapable prison, trapped in a body that doesn't belong to you. For the viewer, it's the realization of how science and ambition can so easily become monstrous. The worst part? The chimeras often retain their original personalities and memories, doomed to live out their lives as something neither human nor animal, just broken remnants of both. Number 3. Apostle, Berserk. Becoming an apostle in Berserk requires a human to make a horrific sacrifice. They must offer someone they love to be brutally killed in exchange for monstrous power. The transformation, triggered by the God Hand using a helmet, turns them into horrifying, unique monsters that reflect their darkest desires and psyches. This is not simply a change in form, it's a complete loss of morality, empathy, and humanity. What makes this fate especially grotesque is that it's chosen. The individual consciously betrays their loved ones, and in doing so sheds their soul. Afterward, they revel in violence, lust, and destruction, becoming nearly unkillable demonic entities. Apostles embody corruption. The cost of power is everything you once were. Their new forms are often perversions of their original human selves, symbolizing the total annihilation of identity beneath layers of evil and flesh. 4. The Human Centipede, the Human Centipede. This transformation is pure, grounded body horror at its most sadistic. In the Human Centipede, a mad surgeon surgically connects people mouth to anus, forming a living chain in which only the first person can eat, and the rest are forced to digest their waste. There's no supernatural element, no metaphor, just torture for torture's sake. What makes this fate truly horrifying is its realism. It's entirely within the realm of physical possibility, a worst-case scenario of losing bodily autonomy. Victims can't speak, can't move independently, and are reduced to mere segments of a twisted experiment. Their identities are erased, their suffering is constant. It's a graphic meditation on dehumanization, humiliation, and sadism, and once you're in that state, there is no recovery, only prolonged, meaningless agony. Number 5. Necromorph, Dead Space. In Dead Space, necromorphs are reanimated and mutated corpses, grotesquely reshaped by an alien infection that uses the human body as raw material. Victims are often killed violently, then resurrected with limbs turned into scythes, heads twisted backward, or torsos split open. The mutation process is agonizing, rapid, and utterly irreversible. Some victims are conscious during the early stages of transformation, making it a literal hell on earth. Worse, the necromorphs retain no trace of their original personalities, just flesh repurposed into instruments of violence. It's the ultimate desecration. Your body is stolen, distorted, and used to kill others. In death, you become part of an ever-growing hive of horror, spreading death to anyone you once loved or knew. It's terrifying, not just for what it does to the body, but for how it erases your humanity and turns it into a weapon. 6. Genetically modified post-human, All Tomorrows. In All Tomorrows, Humanity's future is twisted by the intervention of an alien species known as the Q, godlike bioengineers who conquer and cruelly reshape humans into grotesque, unnatural forms. After humanity spreads across the stars and begins to flourish, the Q retaliate for a past war by ensuring that no human descendant will ever challenge them again. Their method? Not extermination, but humiliation through forced evolution. The Q transform entire planets of humans into new species, grotesquely altered to suit their twisted visions. Some are turned into helpless, limbless blobs, the tool breeds, engineered to serve machines. Others are reshaped into gravitals, floating masses of flesh built to exist in high-gravity environments, or hedonists, bred to do nothing but experience pleasure until they rot in their own ecstasy. The mantelopes, snake people, tempters, and many others are all examples of once sapient beings mutilated into roles that often strip them of intelligence, agency, or dignity. The horror lies in the absolute loss of identity and purpose. These humans are no longer human in any recognizable way. Their bodies, minds, and entire cultures are rewritten. Many can't even comprehend what they once were. For countless generations, they live unaware that they were ever part of a greater human legacy, forgotten children of Earth shaped into living jokes or tools. There's no consent, no choice, just the raw power of a godlike force erasing your species' history, biology, and future in an act of supreme dominance. Unlike zombies or monsters, these forms are stable. They persist for millennia, locked into unnatural bodies and functions, reproducing into new generations that never had a chance to be anything else. It's not just body horror, it's existential horror, a future where your entire species is biologically enslaved to mockery, your potential erased not by death, but by transformation. You're still alive, technically, but everything that made you human is gone.